Что он творит? Что он творит? Какая толщина льда?
2 метра.
Speaking to students at the Moscow Institute of Physics and Technology on January 23, 2026, Russian President Vladimir Putin confirmed that the nuclear-powered icebreaker Leader, described by him as a 150 megawatts vessel with no global equivalent, is progressing on schedule at the Zvezda shipyard and is expected to be completed by 2030. The announcement was used to underscore Moscow's broader strategic intent in the high north, where the Arctic is increasingly treated not as a remote periphery but as a core national interest linking economic development, infrastructure expansion, and long-term security posture. On paper, Leader is a civilian vessel built to keep the northern sea route open and to escort commercial traffic, including hydrocarbons moving from Russia's Arctic energy provinces toward Asia and the Pacific. In operational reality, a ship that can guarantee predictable maritime access through the harshest ice conditions becomes an enabling platform for state power. Putin explicitly tied the project to Russia's position as the leading Arctic actor, citing a fleet of 34 diesel icebreakers and 8 nuclear-powered icebreakers, with additional nuclear vessels under construction. Whether those numbers are framed as civilian or state-industrial, the effect is strategic. A persistent Russian surface presence that can set the terms of access in waters where most competitors struggle to operate for much of the year. Leader is designed to be the most powerful icebreaker class ever fielded. The Project 10,510 ship under construction, also referred to as Rossiya, is built around a nuclear turbo-electric propulsion architecture rated at 120 megawatts at the shafts, driven by 2 RITM-400 reactors. Open-source data describes the vessel at roughly 209 meters long with a beam near 47.7 meters and displacement close to 70,000 tons. Dimensions that matter because channel width and hull mass translate directly into escort capacity for large tonnage ships. Its stated performance includes the ability to penetrate ice up to 4.3 meters thick and to clear a channel up to 50 meters wide, with endurance measured in months rather than weeks, an attribute that fundamentally changes operational planning in the high north. Those specifications have tactical implications that go far beyond commercial scheduling. A 50-meter channel is not a detail for shipping brochures. It is what allows escorted convoys to include wider beam vessels and to sustain a higher tempo without waiting for favorable ice or for narrower leads. Leader is intended to lead vessels through 2-meter ice at around 11 knots, a speed that turns the Arctic ice season into a manageable operational friction rather than a strategic barrier. In practical military terms, this means Russia can move fuel, ammunition, construction material, and heavy equipment to isolated Arctic garrisons with fewer weather constraints and shorter warning times. It also enables more reliable logistical support for Arctic patrol ships, auxiliary vessels, and coastal units, which is often the limiting factor in sustained northern operations. For the Russian Army and Navy, the enabling effect is direct and cumulative. Better routes, more ships able to patrol, and a stronger ability to secure an increasingly contested zone. Russia possesses the longest Arctic coastline and has spent more than a decade rebuilding bases, airfields, and sensor networks across the high north. In that context, icebreaking capacity underpins the resilience of northern basing infrastructure and preserves freedom of maneuver along Russia's Arctic littoral. Leader also strengthens the Northern Sea Route as a year-round corridor, reducing dependence on southern maritime routes and choke points that would be more exposed in a crisis with NATO. The contrast with U.S. capacity is stark and increasingly political, particularly around Greenland. The United States has historically operated with a very limited polar icebreaker fleet, creating gaps in persistent Arctic presence. While Washington has acknowledged this shortfall and launched programs to expand and modernize its icebreaking force, those efforts are still catching up to decades of Russian investment. Even with new platforms planned, the overall balance remains asymmetric in terms of sheer icebreaking power and endurance. This disparity has operational consequences in the Arctic, where access, logistics, and sustained presence are decisive factors. Greenland sharpens the stakes because it sits astride Arctic air and maritime approaches critical for early warning, missile defense, and transatlantic reinforcement. Key military installations on the island play an essential role in strategic surveillance, yet geography and seasonal ice impose natural constraints on access. In this environment, the side that can reliably deploy heavy icebreakers has more options to sustain presence, support infrastructure, and signal control around sensitive Arctic areas. Leader should therefore be understood as a strategic mobility and control platform, nominally civilian, but deeply integrated into Russia's ability to patrol, resupply, and assert influence in a geopolitical theater where access equals power.
Что он творит? Что он творит? Какая толщина льда?
2 метра.